What's happening, my friends? Today we're checking out a little bit more Nightwish. This is the Poet and the Pendulum official live video. Right before I started recording this, I did read the open letter that Tuomas sent out to the band and to the fans about Tarja's leaving. And then Tarja's response also at the official press conference. So I sort of have an idea of what was going on at the time of when Tuomas decided to write this song. And I do know that this is about him feeling suicidal. Just reading that letter and then watching her response was super sad in itself. A lot of the time, situations like this are nobody's fault. It's just a falling out. And, without delving too much into their history, there's no need to take sides or anything. It's just, it's watching a family collapse, basically, which in itself is just inherently super sad to watch. But knowing that Tuomas kind of took some of those feelings into his writing of this song makes it even more impactful going into it, at least from my perspective. Anyway, so we're going to check this out. Let's hop into this one. It's good to get back into some Nightwish. It's been a while since I checked out one of their videos. I was looking at this before also, like this, the parts. I don't know what's going on with that, but it feels like we're going to be sent on a whole journey here. Damn, they're getting right to the point. She sounds like Fairy Tale Princess, doesn't she? But, like, maybe the evil one? Damn, what a beautiful introduction. Yo, I'm telling you, they are not just like this isn't just a band, you know what I mean? Like, what they're doing right here, this isn't just what a band does, you know what I mean? This is a whole ass musical that's happening. It's just all music. There's no dialogue. It's just all music. The dialogue is in the music. You know what I mean? That intro was crazy. Ooh. Widowed writer. Okay, I'm trying to find a place to pause so I can talk about some of the stuff that I really like here. Them singing together, always beautiful. Floor, I forget the bassist's name. I know he's not in the band anymore, but this dude, them together is just great. It just creates a great sound together. Also, I know I've mentioned this before, but I have to mention it every time I watch them. The tone of their instruments are just perfect all the time. When that guitar came in for that lead about 30 seconds ago, it's not even like the lead was anything super crazy. It just sounded so good. Just the build of where it popped in, it's like the structure too, like it came in at the perfect time. This song really does feel like it's Well, let's see. I'm so intrigued by these parts, like that it's like segmented into these 5 parts. This part is obviously very different than the other part, and the lyrics are also very poignant, especially if you like consider stuff like the widowed writer, the writer being Tuomas, and like him having lost somebody. You know, a widow is usually somebody that lost their significant other. So if like she had lost somebody, or if he had lost somebody, you know that recently what the band lost was Tarja. So I don't know. I just think it's really well structured and really well delivered lyrically. I wonder what that means. I cannot die, I abhor for the cold world. And she is incredibly badass. Look at his face. Listen to the guitar. It's a great run too. I know she did the first time. It sounded really good both times. Very cool. So like I'm thinking that the lyrics in that section mean like by saying like I cannot die, I'm a whore for the cold world. It's like, you know, a person that is suicidal, that's depressed, but and like possibly considering it, but like ultimately deciding at this point, at least in the song, that no, like I want to be in this depressing, awful world that exists that constantly makes me feel like shit, but I'm a whore for it. Like I need to feel that. That's you know, I'm probably wrong, but that's what I'm getting so far. Have we entered the next section? We have the Pacific. Now this part feels so much more hopeful. Jesus Christ. She's incredible. Hey. I like when he starts playing... Sorry. I like when he starts playing the keyboard like a piano, you know? Like, every once in a while, he kind of switches it off. It sounds very much like a grand piano. And I feel like that fits so well with Nightwish's sound in these slower parts. Holy shit! I feel like I'm like on a like I'm ascending. Woof! I'm telling you, this is a whole ass musical. Like this is a. There's a whole story like playing out in front of us.
I'm afraid, so afraid.
Whoa.
Being raped again and again. And
Holy
again.
shit.
I know I will die alone, but loved. You live long enough to hear the sound of guns. Long enough to find yourself screaming every night. Long enough to see your friends betray you. For years, I've been strapped onto this altar. Now I only have 3 minutes and counting. I just wish the tide would catch me first and give me a death I always longed for.
Now I get why this part is called the Pacific. I was wondering, it kind of gives you the sense of being overseas, you know? Like the sound of it. I love when he does that too. This dude knows how to write a song. But not just a song, like... Quick pause. I'm wondering at this point, like... Because I know that Tuomas was the writer of this song. I think he writes most of their music, if not all of it. But, like, has this guy ever just written a musical? Like, a whole... Like, this is that, you know? Like, he wouldn't have to do it beyond this. But he so seems capable. Like, the fact that I'm getting this... These different emotions from part to part that correlate with the vibe that is being created musically and like the scenery that's going all together. Like I feel like I'm going on a real adventure through somebody's emotions. Like I feel like I'm actually like this sounds stupid, but like physically I'm visualizing myself like on a boat in a dude's head. Like like learning about what he's thinking and how he's feeling as this goes on. That sounded really dumb. I'm gonna keep it in, but it sounded really dumb. But it's true. Oh my god. I love the keyboardist. God, he's so good. Oh, ah. Like, all the things I normally look for in a guitar riff, with Nightwish, a lot of the times I get that out of the keyboard. It's just cool. Ugh. Damn. That just changed everything, you know? Like, when he came in, it just... The whole feeling of the song, like, where it was going, what it means, like, at this moment. So, at this point in the song, has he already... He's dead? Like, he's killed himself at this point? I'm sorry, I'm, like, getting a couple messages mixed up, like, especially with her saying his friends here. Oh my god, I almost want to, like, rewind the whole thing. I might do that at the end. Not the whole thing. Run away, fly away, lead me astray. To dream us, fly away. I can't cry, kiss the shoulder. Rise for a ride, can't die. And a heart for the whole world. Forgive me, I have the two faces. One for the world, and one for God save me. I can't cry, kiss the shoulder. I am actually really surprised they brought this part back. I mean, it's probably... the way that she brings the rasp in there for just a second.
2005, two of us was called from the cares of the world. He stopped crying at the end of each beautiful day. The music he wrote had too long been without
Oh.
A smile on his face, a pen, and 1,000 pages of erased text.
That's crazy. I mean, so this dude was so utterly depressed and, like, just hating, I guess, everything around himself so much that, like, in order to, you know, kind of get those feelings out, he killed himself in the song. I don't know if he actually committed suicide in the song. It seems like maybe something else happened. Like, he was saying, at one point she was saying that, like, she was waiting for the sea to take her, right? But, like, I'm not sure if that's what actually happened in the span of the song. I might have missed, like, a line that was really important. I hope that didn't happen. But, like, at this point, he's dead. But that's regardless of if he killed himself or if he was killed in this. The whole point is that this dude wrote this song because he needed to die in a way, which is incredibly sad, but also incredibly relatable for probably a lot of us. I know I can. But it's also just, like, really, really impressive that he put this much thought into killing himself in this song. Like, it must have been so hard to actually write this when your emotions are that strong and that poignant towards the message that you're sending. I mean, I just can't imagine. You know, like, when I get emotional, I hide behind. You know, I push it behind the door. You know, I have those doors in my brain and I close them. Bad emotions, you stay away. This dude, like, sit in it and lived in it and wrote it and did it. I just find that incredibly vulnerable and, you know, respectable. But also the way that this is just, the song is just cool as hell, too.
With a smile on his face, a pen, and 1,000 pages of erased text.
Ooh. Erased text. Is this section gonna be about, like... But she was saying that he was in hell, too? Mother and father. I'm, like, trying to look at Tuomas, you know, like his facial expressions as he's playing. I assume that this was done... This performance itself was probably done well after the point of writing this. So he's probably not as emotionally attached to it as... I'm sure it still matters a lot, you know, but at the moment when he wrote it, it's probably easier. I'm saying it's probably easier for him to play this now than it was at the time. So it's literally going to be his mom and dad grieving. Can I just say that that's the most terrifying part? Like, if I have ever considered, you know, suicide or being so depressed that, like, maybe this world would be better without me, the one thing that always holds me back would be that idea. Not being able to think about the grief that the people around me would feel, you know? I can't believe they're dedicating a whole section to this. That's super depressing. But also, like, very realistic and feels needed. This part sounds like kind of happy though. It's so weird. those two.
Try to save them all. Need no more. You have such
Oof. It's so interesting that this part sounded like kind of happy, because it's like it almost feels like because he has peace now, you know? But it also sounds depressing. It's like some of the notes, it's almost like it feels like each line is built up with this sense of hope, and then at the very end of the line it hits like a minor note or a minor chord, and suddenly it feels sad again. It's like this really odd mixture of hope and sadness, which probably is exactly what that is like for a person like that. But I mean, I'm just saying I wouldn't be able to write this. Not many people would be, you know? You have to really, really feel this in order to write this. I mean, there's so many things that you could talk about, like when it comes to the music itself, you know, the writing of the song and the playing of the song. I mean, it was all really, really good, you know. But what stands out on that is just the storytelling. Like, this band tells a story, unlike many bands that I've ever heard before. That being at that performance right there would have felt like spending money to go to Broadway. Like, there were acts, you know, there were characters, there was a dialogue, voiceovers, like there was scenery changes, which was incredible. Because here's one of the things I wanted to mention. It's hard to pause when there's so much going on, like when there's such a flow to the story that they're telling it. You don't want to stop it that much. But like, one of the things I thought was so wonderful was the scenes in the background changed to fit what was going on in the story, but they changed so little that you wouldn't, if you just saw those visualizations, you wouldn't know what story was being told. But those little shifts there, that from like one visual to the next visual in each part, that correlated with the sound of the music, I felt like so much was told and so much was felt out of many different areas. It wasn't just from the lyrics or the instruments or the visuals or the performance. It was all of it that came together. It was like, I don't know, man. Like, I hate to use words or phrases that feel like I'm being over the top, because, you know, you don't want to say things that you'll regret later, especially with recency bias being a thing that we all fall victim to. But that was, from my point of view at this moment, I don't think that there's another band that I've ever seen tell a story like that on stage in a single song. I think that was the first time, only time, that it has been done to that degree that I've seen. That I thought was like that high quality. You know, I've seen bands, you know, Metallica for example, like they'll put on performances with like the song One that can be really heartbreaking, but it's not to that degree. That made that at certain points of that I had chills. At certain points of that I could feel my eyes welling up just thinking about him standing on stage playing this and hearing her words as he was playing it, you know? That was definitely my favorite thing that I've seen Nightwish do so far. There's no doubt about that. That was number one. There was just so much creativity and talent thrown into that, and combining that with the emotion, it's like, I know I'm just saying the same thing over and over again, but it was super emotional, and I feel like I really related to it, and I feel like it just brought me in, and I just want to show other people that now. You know? Anyway, I'm gonna go, or else I'll just keep repeating myself.